welcome to MMDESIGN or design. My name is Maria and this channel is all about fashion, all about the runways. And here I just report on what I see on the runways. Today we're diving into the top 10 biggest shoe trends for spring/summer 2025. I have dove through several articles about this topic, as well as have sifted through 7 hours of footage to give you examples straight from the runways. And I'm breaking them all down to you in one place. Some of these trends are fresh, while others have been here for several seasons, and there are some that is bringing that nostalgic throwback who you're looking for. Before we begin, please turn off your closed captions as they will be covering all of the shoes that we are about to watch. So let's just get into it. Let's start with the see-through shoes. Elle Canada and other sources highlighted this as one of the major trends for 2025, with designers like Giambattista Valli, Rabanne, as well as Victoria Beckham, all showcasing the transparent silhouettes, wedges, and sandals. These give a modern, almost futuristic kind of a look, maybe something like a Cinderella glass slipper, but to make it more fashion. It is definitely different from the Kim K clear sweaty shoe era. It could range from sheer ballerina slippers everyone has been obsessing about, or maybe a retro jelly sandal or a transparent Bottega Veneta boot. I love pairing shoes like this with different tights, making it seem as though those tights are part of a taller boot. However, for spring summer, maybe you think about some fun socks, maybe a little bit of a knee-high sheer stockings. That would definitely be more manageable during the warmer months. If you love the barely there aesthetic, this is your moment. Just make sure that your pedicure is on point. Next, let's talk about the return of the T-bar shoes. We have seen it before. Yes, we have. Balmain, Versace, Christopher Asber are bringing back this classic silhouette with a modern twist. Whether it's a sleek stiletto or a dainty kitten heel, the style gives off the vintage elegance with a structural feel. The straps also give the wearer extra support while walking, so you wouldn't need to worry about losing a shoe if you're in a hurry. Once again, some designers have paired it with tights such as Versace, but once again, you can go for that nylon knee-high socks. This is a perfect choice if you want a blend of sophistication and nostalgia in your outfit. And along with that vintage aesthetic, we also have the really classic Mary Janes. We have them in so many different styles, on super high heels, ballet kind of esque stilettos in Dolce & Gabbana, to Prada's really childish heels, as well as more of a higher heel on a platform. We also have them in Marni and so many more. This is also very nostalgic kind of a shoe and very classical at the same time. We see this in Versace with a unique heel. Is that like a nail polish container? Stella McCartney having a more modern interpretation with this, with a little sling backs as well. We also see them in shows like Celine, as well as Gucci, with again a little bit more of a modern take on it with a double strap. Miu Miu, once again more childish. I wish I'd have been right after Prada show. Simone Rocha, more of that, once again, ballerina aesthetic. So another really comfortable shoe to wear. Trend number 3, clogs are back again. I know, clogs are always controversial trend, but fashion says that they're here to stay, as they have been re-emerging on the runways for several seasons now in a row. I even started seeing them in discount stores such as Winners in Canada, or something like Off the Rack. Cosmopolitan as well as Elle Canada both pointed out how brands like Hermes, Burberry, and Miu Miu are making them cool again. Expect to see both classic wooden clogs and updated versions with the open toe designs or chunky platform. If you're into the effortless laid-back aesthetic, clogs are definitely worth trying, and they also work very well with the hot trend of boho chic, but honestly I find them not as comfortable as they look, and the closest thing that I wear to it right now would be Crocs. All right, moving on to trend number 4, and that would be Gladiator / lace-up sandals. If you love the lace-up sandals of the early 2000s, you're in luck because they're back. Gladiator style laces were spotted on runways of Isabel Marant and Ferragamo, wrapping around the leg of that effortlessly chic vacation vibe. This definitely is a statement trend, perfect for pairing with the flowy mini dress in the summer, and yet again another trend that will work well with boho trend. If you want to learn more about this fashion aesthetic, I encourage you to check out a video I made all about it. But on the other side, if you guys like your legs not looking too strappy after you've been walking around and getting a interesting suntan on your legs, then put some sunblock on there, don't forget, or else your legs would be looking like ballerina legs even without the shoes on. We reached the half point of this video, trend number 5, peep toe detailing. Peep toe shoes are having a comeback, and not just in the way we remember them. Prada and Miu Miu produced modern variations, including cutouts on unexpected parts of the shoe rather than just at the tippy toe. If you're looking for a subtle way to try this trend, a sleek peep toe mule or heel might be the way to go. I know for sure that I have a few of those left over from 2010s, and maybe so do you. The versatile style strikes a perfect balance between playful and polished, offering a chic way to transition your style from winter to spring. Available in a variety of heights, materials, silhouettes, the peep toe trend is being reimagined by designers across fashion spectrum. From delicate kitten heels to towering pumps, this open toe style is proving to be a favorite for adding flair to any outfits, and once again, pedicure. Trend number 6. Thong silhouettes and flip-flops. The thong sandal trend is evolving. This year we're seeing more structured and elevated versions, from Ferragamo's ribbon-wrapped thong heel to Etro's chunky strapped sandals. Cosmopolitan also called out the rise of the wedge and platform flip-flops, so expect lots of 90s and 2000s nostalgia in this category. Stay on trend while at the beach or in a casual fit. Substitute a pair of slides for classics, or maybe slightly elevated pair of flip-flops instead. I for sure went on a hunt for a pair before heading to Mexico this year, and it was harder than I imagined to find one in the middle of the winter. There has also been several open toe boots like we see here in Dior, having that thong-like silhouette, and honestly the thong-like classical silhouette is quite pleasing to the eye and works well with the proportions, just because it has that V effect, that arrow that kind of elongates your leg just a little bit more, and it doesn't really matter if it's a flat or it's a high heel, but make sure that you're prepared for it if you're wearing it for the first time. I remember having so many blisters between my toes that I was not expecting, so just make sure to keep an eye on that. And this was both popular for men and women. I feel like it's a no-brainer and a really easy investment to try out this season. Trend 7. boxing sneakers or retros. For sneaker lovers out there, the high top boxing inspired sneakers is looking like the next big streetwear sneaker style. Loewe, Dior, Stella McCartney all featured the sporty lace-up kicks influenced, I guess, by the recent boxing craze of the 2024 Olympics. If you want a fresh alternative to the chunky dad sneaker, this might be worth your while. If you're not a fan of high tops, then other retro looking shoes would do as well. I would just encourage you to stay away from the over popular, overworn models if you're planning to purchase a new pair, as they won't last you as long as the super trendy ones seems to go out of style much more quicker than other models. This trend will give you a great opportunity to go out and thrift something or find something vintage, as long as it's genuine leather. Usually these shoes last a long time, and just make sure that it's either really good canvas shoe or it is a leather, because all the aesthetic leathers that are out there, they tend to not last a long time when they are in shoe format. But anyways, let's move on to trend number 8. When it comes to prints, animal print in particular, the snake print is taking over the shoes just as well as all other aspect of fashion. And let's face it, it's the year of the snake, and maybe wearing them on your feet will bring you just a little bit of luck that you need this year. As seen on the runways of Jill Sander, Dress Van Noten, Valentino, and Bottega Veneta. But honestly, you can get away with wearing any animal print on your feet this upcoming season. Trend number 9, woven. We have seen several woven leather flats as seen at Chloé, Jacquemus, Gabriella Hirst, lend an airy lightness to spring shoe. Look for open work weaving when shopping this trend, and don't be frightened for going for something more colorful. Gabriella Hirst's pointy style as seen on the runways has been produced in classic black as well as 2 multi colorways, as the shoe was also seen on Stella McCartney and Fendi's show. And this is yet another excellent boho shoe that can work well with the feminine silhouette as well, depending on its shape. And it brings a little bit of that vintage retro aesthetic for me. Woven leather shoes are must-have for any spring wardrobe. Thanks to their soft, breathable materials, woven leather shoes are very comfortable to wear. Just make sure to buy genuine leather ones. Finally, to close up this report, we have trend number 10, and it's loafers. Yes, loafers are here still, maybe a little bit different though. Loafers are abundant in the spring-summer 2025 collections. We have scrunched up leather and square toes that define many of the new silhouettes, adding an element of preppy cool to a feminine look that they were styled with. Jonathan Anderson's spirited boat shoe inspired lace-up loafers conveys this perfectly, and the style is sure to be top trending item when the spring comes around. Prada's patent leather style and Miu Miu ballet like aesthetic leather flats, all of these styles are on a similar, more elegant shape with little to no platforms. I know that we just had a craze of these huge platformed loafers. These are definitely different, but I will definitely continue wearing mine because they match better with my figure, as I am a bit on a bigger side, and having smaller loafers on my feet just looks a little bit odd. I look like I'm toppling over on these little tiny feet of mine. So don't be scared to continue wearing those if you have them. Okay guys, I lied. If you know me, it's really hard for me to stop and not feature other trends that I've seen on the runways, although they might not have been mentioned by other articles, but one of them is the sling back. We still see it relevant on the runways at this time. It has started a few seasons back, so make sure to keep on wearing your slingback shoes this season as well. I find them quite interesting and quite stylish, especially if they are pointed toe slingback shoes. I find them really great for styling, and it really doesn't matter how high is the heel. It could be a kitten heel or it could be a higher up stiletto shoes. It doesn't really matter. We also see this in a variety of different aesthetics, like if Saint Laurent here having it more seductive, while in Versace it's a little bit less, it's more like the cool girl aesthetic. And spring summer is the perfect time to wear these shoes, as they give you a little bit more breathability than other high heel shoes out in the market. Many of the shows have styled it with some kind of stocking, socks, or tights. Miu Miu here with little leg warmers. Pretty cool and really new way of wearing those shoes. And the second bonus trend that you weren't ready for are the wedges. We see them all over the runways. So many designers have introduced this into their collections. I might have missed some just because not all the shoe shots are great. I was really hunting for them because they're quite difficult to find, as the shoes are mostly filmed from the front. But I was surprised with many shows, like for instance Gucci, as well as Bottega Veneta, Alaïa, and Missoni. When we think about wedges, they tend to be really heavy on the foot, kind of making them a little bit wider. But designers this season around have tried to minimize that by maybe sometimes using clear platforms to start, or maybe having a thong-like upper section so they would take a less space. And it is a really interesting contrast of those things together, like in Missoni here. And this time is the final lucky number 13 trend, which is really surprising for spring summer, and it's texture. We have quite a number of shows that had either a little bit of a fringe or a messy kind of ends to the shoe, or they were made out of a really interesting material. Like here in Moschino we have these spikes. I am very dangerous with the amount and the size, but nevertheless Acne Studios had more of that knitted, really chunky shoe, which is really cool as well. And we also see more of like the fuzziness in a couple of shows, like this one is crazy. On a bright side, usually during like the end of spring, kind of start of summer or end of summer, it is drier and the weather is actually permitting you to wear something like this. There were clogs with some kind of furriness out there, or there were just like crazy pom-poms on the feet. So there you have it, the biggest trends for spring summer 2025 shoe edition. From transparent heels to retro sneakers, there's definitely something for every style, and I'm really looking forward to reading what you will be going for this season. And to show your appreciation, all you need to do is like this video, maybe give me a nice little comment if you watched to the end. Let's do a shoe emoji. I guess that's the one that makes sense the most. And if you want to see how I interpret these fashion trends in my everyday style, then I encourage you to check out my Instagram, where I share almost daily outfits of mine and some other interesting behind the scenes footage of fashion shows and fashion shoots. Well, that's all for me. Until next time, but for now, stay classy. Bye.